So this over here, this is the Fingerbot Plus. Now the Fingerbot Plus is made by a company called Adaprox or Adaprox, not entirely sure. So yep, the guys over at Adaprox reached out to me. They asked if I would be interested to review the Fingerbot Plus. And you know, with me, if you guys know, I moved to Calgary from Singapore about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. You know, and back in Singapore, I had a whole range of different smart home products. And moving to Calgary, it's at least I wanted it to be the same. However, you know, with us renting a place, not really buying a place yet, my options have been a little limited. So any chance to review a smart home product that I can easily sort of implement in a rental home, I would definitely say yes. And I have to say, I am glad I tested this out. Now, the guys over at Adaprox specifically, they sent me their Pro Kit package, which is available on their website. We'll talk about the price a little later on. But in the Pro Kit, you actually get 2 Finger Plus devices, you get the Home Hub, and you get a tool pack. So with the Fingerbot itself, even if you just bought the single kit, which just has the Fingerbot Plus as well as the tool pack, now it actually works within Bluetooth range, so you kind of have to be at home for it to work. However, if you buy the Home Hub Plus, that connects your devices to your Wi-Fi, and then you can control your Fingerbot anywhere as long as you have an internet connection. Now the tool pack is really important here, and that's what really makes this extremely versatile. Now it gives you a whole bunch of different, well, fingers which you can just replace very easily by removing, you know, like you can just see I just removed one here, and then you can put it back and you got a whole bunch of different lengths. You have one that allows you to turn this into more of a rocker switch for light switches. It even has one, if you see, with a little ring. At first I was really confused what that was for. And then you actually realize these are actually for the really old kind of light switches, you know, with the more flip switch. And it even has thought of that. I don't think there are any other similar devices that has actually thought of that type of device of switch, because yes, I understand it's really old, but the fact that Fingerbot Plus and the guys at Adaprox, they even have an adapter for that, I think that's fantastic. So usually with the Fingerbot Plus, mounting it is really simple for most light switches. It actually gives you this sort of sticky 3M tape that you just stick to the bottom, mount it where you want it to be, and then this little finger here would move up and down. Now, talking about the build quality, honestly, I have to say I don't really have a problem with it. I think it is well built. Everything here is made of plastic, don't get me wrong. However, with the quality of the plastic, I think it's really good. I actually dropped it a couple of times and there's still nothing wrong. It does use a battery. I kind of wish this was a rechargeable thing. You know, if you had a battery inside and it had a USB port, I think that would be really nice. Now, like I said, yeah, this is extremely versatile with all the different fingers or attachments that you can have. The tool pack itself basically covers everything, so you don't really need to worry about it. So honestly, the amount of attention to detail that has gone with the design as well, you know, and again, thinking about the build quality, I think that's absolutely fantastic. Now, I think some of you might be wondering, like, why is it called a Fingerbot Plus? Was there an original Fingerbot? And you'd be absolutely right. So this is the Fingerbot Plus. There was a previous generation of it just called the regular Fingerbot. It looked almost identical. The only difference is that the original Fingerbot had the brand or the company's name Adaprox on the top, whereas this has this circle over here. Now, I've actually heard of the Fingerbot quite a long time ago, 2-3 years ago, and I did some research online, and the only reason I didn't review it is because it had one major flaw. Now, with the original Fingerbot, and even with this arm here is, or finger rather, is actually very rigid, you know. Everything here is made of plastic, there's not much give, which is kind of also a testament to the build quality, but it's a flaw in the sense that, you know, once you put this on your light switch, you can't actually manually turn it on and off because this would actually block it. So with this button, you can, you know, if you walk past and you don't have your phone, you just want to switch something on and off, you can just press this over here. It's not a physical button, it is a touch button or a capacitive touch button. So you can tap this and you can turn your light switch on and off very easy. Honestly, to me, that solved the one major flaw. So Adaprox, well done. So as you can tell, I absolutely love this product. But that's not to say it is not without its flaws. Now, the first thing, and it was kind of a flaw, but it's actually been solved, or rather, I solved it. So you're welcome, guys. But yeah, so when I first got the product, and this is one of the reasons why I took so long to actually review this and actually produce this video, was that for some reason it just refused to pair with my phone. Now I have the Google Pixel 6 Pro using Android 13, so I thought, okay, maybe that was an issue, maybe the app just needed an update. So I reached out to the guys at AdaProx, and kudos to them, they responded very quickly and they tried to troubleshoot with me. And then, my contact person at AdaProx just said that, you know what, we're gonna try and see if we can update and tweak the app a bit, which they did very quickly. They got back to me in a couple of days, say, hey, the app is updated, can you try again? Now, unfortunately, after the update, it still didn't work. And I was gonna be like, oh man, all right, this review is not gonna work. I can't possibly review this. And then the guys over at AdaProx told me, can you try and connect it with a different app? So I tried that. And then I realized something. In the other app, it actually asked me if I wanted to enable connection to nearby devices. And I thought, oh, maybe that's disabled on Android. So I went back to the original Mesh Hub, which you need to download to use this. And I went in and I actually checked my app settings and it was actually disabled. So all I had to do was enable discovery of nearby devices. And then when I went back to the app, it worked perfectly. There were no issues. So yes, if you're using Android 13 and you bought this, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's not just an Android 13 issue, maybe it's an issue with most Android phones. If you're trying to pair this and it's not working, just go into your Android settings and just make sure that discovery to nearby devices is turned on. If it's on or enabled, you should be able to pair this totally fine. The other only smaller thing is, and I don't think this is a flaw with the device, I think this is more of maybe a limitation with technology. But for me in my house, honestly, the only thing right now that I can think to use this with are actually the light switches. I don't really have anything else with a protruding button that I can use this to switch something on and off. I do, however, have a humidifier that I thought would have been perfect to use this with. However, unfortunately, that humidifier has a touch screen rather than a physical button, and it's more of a capacitive touch button. But with this sort of finger or attachment over here, that doesn't toggle the switch on and off. So the guys at AdaProx, if you have a way of getting it to work, maybe you can add that to your tool pack collection. Now, my last thing, and this is not a flaw, right? This is more of a very strong suggestion because I think this would make much more sense. Now, when you buy the Fingerbot Plus on the AdaProx website, now you can either buy a single kit, which gives you one Fingerbot Plus and gives you one tool pack. If you buy the Pro kit, that gives you two Fingerbot Pluses. It gives you, a one tool pack and one home hub. And I think in terms of price, which we'll talk about a little bit after this, is actually pretty good value. Now the problem here is that in the single kit, you get one Fingerbot Plus plus the tool pack. But in the Pro kit, you get two Fingerbot Pluses, but you only get one tool pack again. Now, what if I wanted to use both of these for two different light switches? I can only have one because I only got one tool pack with only one attachment for light switches. Now, to me, that doesn't really make sense. And the best way to solve it would to be either have two attachments for light switches in a single box of a tool pack, either that, or in the Pro kit, provide two tool pack boxes. I think that makes a lot more sense. I don't really see why you will only provide one tool pack in the Pro kit. So yeah, if AdaProx were able to add that in, I think that will make a lot more sense because right now I do need one more tool pack. All right, so let's talk about the price. So if you were to get the single kit, so again, just one Fingerbot Plus and one tool pack, that will set you back about $29 US, which I think is a really good value. Now the Pro kit, if you want to get the Pro kit, like I said, gives you two Fingerbot Plus devices, only gives you one tool pack. I really wish it gave two. And it gives you the home hub to allow you to control these devices outside of your home. That will set you back about $89.90. And again, that's still really good value. So overall, I would say if you're looking for something that you can make a non-smart home device smart, and it just has a button or something like this, I think this is an excellent option. Alright, so that about wraps up my review of the Fingerbot Plus together with the entire Pro kit. Now, if you like this video, you know what to do, and I would love it if you would subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications on our next video. I'm JP, and I'll see you real soon.